Tarito, Tapuera became a 2-division champ, unlike Khabib. You know, we go back a long ways, Tarito. We go back a long ways. And you know what? There's something that I don't hear talked about enough. I think doing the whole 2-division thing is a little bit of a... I mean, of course it's nice. If anybody in here was a fighter, they'd love to have that accolade. Of course it's nice. I have to say, though, isn't it possible that the 2-division champ thing has become a little bit of a... What's the best way to put it? You know what? I never thought of it this way till just right now when I was searching for a illustration. It's kind of like a dude that's going out there hitting the clubs. He's like a bachelor. And he's just trying to go from girl to girl, you know, every so often. And he likes to have those notches under his belt, you know? And that's the way I look at being a multiple division champion. You know, can I get that one? All right, can I go get that one now? How about if I could go get that one? And you're just conquering, you know, each one, however, you know, over days or weeks or months. But I look at staying in your division and reigning and defending like you're in a monotonous relationship, you know? And anybody that's experienced that knows which one is the more difficult one. You know there's a bunch of cochinos out there. There's a bunch of lonely people. And they get it out of their system. They want to feel validated. They want to feel pretty. And then you both move on. You move on. She moves on to the next one. Hey, fool, you think you're Rico Suave out there? You're just the next one too. You're the next one and you're the last one. She's jumping around too. But when you stay in that committed, monotonous relationship, that's impressive. If you could stay in that division and reign and reign and reign for years and be dedicated and be loyal all through the tough times, all the... That's impressive. So, again, I've never heard that before. It's never occurred to me before tonight. But now that I'm saying it out loud, it sounds so obvious. Because the 2-division thing, multiple division thing, it looks like a good experiment. It looks like a good thing to have in a storefront. You know, it looks like a good accessory. But when you think about it, it's like Pereira did. Or like Conor did with Alvarez. It starts to look a little bit too easy. You just jump right to the top. Because think about it. All these multiple division champions, I can't think one off the top of my beanie right now that ever actually worked to it. They worked to it and earned the first one, unless they're Pereira. Well, he was fast-tracked. I know he had a couple fights, but then when they get the second one, it's like right to the main event, and then they win the title straight away. And it's like, whoa, maybe that champ was... Maybe he was past his prime. Maybe he had an off night. Maybe he was never at the level of the other dude anyway. And people kind of look down on it just because the dude came from a lower weight division. It doesn't work like that. So a lot of the time when they get that second strap, they went right to the championship belt. They didn't even work to it. But when you're in your division and you're defending, you have all that pressure like GSP had. Everyone's coming after you. Everyone wants you. Everyone's trying to take what you have. That's way different. Imagine if you worked your way up, you won 3-4 fights, or you won them in such stunning fashion that you're just like Tapuera. You know, it's not like he's been in the UFC like 10 years or anything like that. He wasn't in the UFC forever like Oliveira. He didn't have like 31 fights and then finally got the strap. He won them so well that he got there fast. And then boom, title fight in another division. That's easy. Imagine if they would have put Tapuera and he would have had to have like 4 or 5 fights before he got the title fight for the lightweight. It would have been a lot different. So there's a lot of favoritism there. There's a lot of finagling things just so that you could get a good pay-per-view, just so you could get the fans excited. But if you put them there and you make them work up to it, you're going to get some bad matchups and it's going to get dicey. So it's a lot. Tarinto, this is my way of saying I think it's harder. I think it's harder to stay in your own division, to be in that monotonous relationship and really stick it out and grind it out in there. I have to say, I have to say, Jairo Ruiz is going to be oversaturated, but the bar was set to be a 2-division champ, and the new gen wants that status. I know. But it just shows you. It shows you how simple-minded we are. It shows you how easy we are. Bah! It shows you, like, there's no better example right now, just so obvious than that. It took one generation to just ruin it for the next one. If you're an up-and-coming fighter right now, one championship is not going to be enough. It's not going to satiate you anymore. You're going to win that. If you win, the way it is now, if you win that one strap, and you could even have some defenses, and you retire, it's going to be like, man, I'm a failure. I promised my wife I was going to be a 2-division champion, and I failed. It's like, what? Just one generation just ruined it for everybody else. You got the GOAT. You got the best ever. The best there ever was, the best there is, the best there ever will be, Khabib Nurmagomedov. 1-division champion. He never got a 2-division. And people are so delusional, they think you got to have a second one now. And what they're going to do is they're going to ruin the whole sport even more than it's already ruined. Because they're going to come in, they're going to win a strap, vacate. And it's just always going to be musical bouts. Always. Musical bouts. Just jumping around. It's going to be mayhem. And that's probably why Dana White always looks all checked out now. He can't control these people. He gave them too much power. He spoiled them. Because he knows and he learned from Vince McMahon, you have to be able to control your people. And they're autonomous now. They became sentient. They want 2 bouts. They want 3 bouts. They want 4 bouts. And that's why he's like, I'm going to go to Power Slap. I'm going to start this all over again from the ground up. I'm going to start a tickle fight championship. And people aren't talking about the new gen wanting retirement by 35, 36. Yes, they're wanting to get out early. They're wanting to get out very early. Tapuera's already talking about wanting to be done early. I want like this fight and that fight and then I'm done. Fool's 28. Everybody's talking about like, and look, that might lead me finally into my topic for today. MMA fans went from just bleed to anyone have a Band-Aid? What happened to us? And by us, I don't mean us. I don't mean MMA truthers. I don't mean Mexican martial artists. I mean the MMA community at large. People that train UFC. You know what I'm talking about. I've been reading about it. I've been looking at, that's what I got to do in the position I'm in. On a daily basis, I'm looking up what's happening. What's going on in the MMA community right now? What's going on in the UFC? What can I break down for the people? And all I hear about is this fight that just happened this weekend. And the dude with the big old eyeball. And everybody crying about it. People are upset because there was a UFC fight. There was an MMA fight. And one of the dudes got a big boo-boo.